Hey everybody, this is Merrick, and today we're going to be taking a look at a popular mod called Buffbars. What Buffbars is it's basically 3 different timer bars and a quick slot bar. You may have already seen the video by Cloudbirth, who's a kid mate of mine, made a pretty good video. I'm going to go ahead and give my spin on it though. Now what we're going to take a look at first is how to load it. First thing you do is you'll type in plugins, load, Buffbars. That'll bring up the Buffbars default. They default to the upper left. I've gone ahead and dragged mine down to where it's suitable for me. Now to get into the setup, you can type in /Buffbars setup, or you can right click on the Buffbars and click options. Now the first primary option is the quick slot bar. Now what the quick slot bar does is it holds different potions corresponding to different debuffs. As you can see here, I've already got mine set up for morale, power, disease, and all the others. And what will happen is that if my morale goes below 20% or whatever percentage I set it to, it'll pop up with a little slot, allowing me to click on it, and it will then disappear, and it will actually pop up a timer stating when the next time I can use one of those potions is. It's got different options. Now you can disable it and you can choose which slots you want to show. Like maybe if you were a lore master and you don't want to show any for wound, you could take it off. Now I'm going to go ahead and choose effects. Now it comes with a default buff bar window which has all of these effects checked. I've gone ahead and modified mine. And what I did is I actually created a new bar. I retitled them and I set the settings that I wanted to. I'm going to go ahead and remove this one because I already have the ones that I wanted. And you can see I set one for debuffs and I set one for cooldowns. And I've gone ahead and made the appropriate choices. Like for cooldowns, I only have cooldowns selected. Debuffs only has debuff selected. And buff bar windows only has show buff bars. Now I just do this because it visually sets to where I want it to. You can do it any way you want to. You can also make a ton of different choices here. You can have it sort by the time remaining, by its name, or no sorting. You have the direction going up or down, the way the buffs stack. You can change the order of it. I mean, this is an amazing mod. It is really cool. And you can go ahead and set a bunch of filters. You can even set flash for expiring effects, like you'll see in just a moment. And the color of the flashing bar, how big the font is for the bars, it's really just amazing all the thought that went into this. This is definitely one of the standards of what mods should be. As you can see, I changed the font. I don't like that. Went ahead and got too large for me. I'm going to go ahead and change back to effects, go to my buff bar window, and we'll choose 12. And that's about right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you real quick using Control / where I've positioned mine. As you can see, here's the quick slot bar. Now, usually you're going to only have 1 or 2 of these up at a time, so I've gone ahead and put it where I think it's good centered. I've also got the debuffs right here, so I can see when the debuffs pop up, just a visual reminder to drop down real quick and click on one of these, and the buffed bar cooldown right here just because that's where I want it for now. Now to show you what it looks like when you have a timed one, I'm going to go ahead and eat some food. And since it's a buff, it goes to my buff bar right here. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and attack this guy. And we're basically going to wait for him to debuff me so I can show you what the other slots do. Okay. And as you see, as you can see, there's different things going on here. You see my buff starting to flash because I've got responses that happen. the responses are gauged by different buffs that I have. I've got the deep wound right here. Now the only thing I don't like about it, you have to actually go over the icon to get the actual tooltip. What I'll do, but as you can see, my health potion is popped up. I'm going to click on it, and there's my timer for the potion. Now this timer would actually kind of be wonky if that had been my last potion, just because it works off the timer or the cooldown timer of the potion itself. That's something that maybe we'll see changed in the future. We're going to go ahead and finish this guy off. But that's basically what Buffbars does. It's actually very cool and it's very useful. Creates a nice little visual standing for you to keep track of your debuffs. Puts your potions right in front of your face, and also lets you see what buffs you have and what might be fading. Now this is great, especially when I want to do Guardian's Ward. Because Guardian's Ward, as you can see, it's a very big buff for me, but it's very limited in its time. So that's Buffbars, everybody. It's actually really cool. You can get it at 2 locations. We'll have that listed in the post. And we'll see you next week. Have fun.